Hello there. Have you ever truly considered what happens to a man when he finds himself living entirely alone? Many people from the outside only see an empty chair or a quiet house. They assume it's a story of struggle and deep loneliness. But the truth, my friends, is far more layered, often surprising and deeply inspiring. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 6 real and powerful truths about men who walk the solitary path, particularly later in life. This is not about painting a sad picture. It's about celebrating the enormous strength, independence, and quiet wisdom that only solitude can cultivate. Stay with me until the final truth, because by the time we finish, you will see this lifestyle not as a lack of something, but as a possession of profound freedom. It may even help you understand yourself, or a man you care about, in a completely new light. Let's begin. Real Truth 1. The foundation of unshakable self-reliance. The first and perhaps most vital real truth is the life-altering establishment of complete self-reliance. When a man lives alone, he quickly becomes the chief cook, the sole cleaner, the only repairman, and the chief laundry expert. At first, some may stumble through these chores, especially if they came of age in a time when those domestic responsibilities weren't their primary focus. But with time, they adapt. And what emerges is a quiet, powerful sense of pride. The ability to take care of yourself, day in and day out, builds a confidence that no one can ever take away. Psychologists will tell you that autonomy is a core pillar of well-being, especially as we age. When a man realizes he can handle the unexpected, when he's not adjusting to someone else's needs or expectations, his sense of identity strengthens. Consider Thomas, a 72-year-old gentleman who found himself suddenly solo a few years back. Initially, he couldn't boil water without supervision, but today he takes immense pride in his kitchen. He tries new recipes, he invites a neighbor over occasionally, and he manages his household budget with precision. These acts were not just survival. They transformed into a form of personal growth and self-expression. Here is the key. Self-reliance does not mean isolation. In fact, men who live alone often become more deliberate in their connections. They are not relying on a partner to fill their social cup. They are choosing to reach out, to call friends, to join a club, or to intentionally spend time with family. It shifts from passive companionship to active, meaningful connection. It's not about what they lack, it's about what they've learned to build within themselves. Real Truth 2, a home that reflects his soul, uncompromised. The next real truth is how a man's home becomes an uncompromised mirror of his inner world. Without the need to negotiate decor, without someone else arranging the furniture or choosing the curtain colors, his living space takes on his unique personality in the most raw and honest way. Some homes are simple and Spartan. Others are filled wall-to-wall with collections, lifelong hobbies, and memories. Every single choice, from the worn recliner in the corner to the books piled high on the desk, tells a story about who he is and what he values. There is tremendous freedom in this. An older man living alone is not decorating for show. He's creating a sanctuary. The worn recliner might not look impressive to an outsider, but to the man who sits there, it represents peace, routine, and ownership. Our environment powerfully impacts our state of mind. A space that feels completely authentic can lift the spirit and reduce stress. Take Richard, for example, a 68-year-old who spends his evenings surrounded by towering shelves of old jazz records and classic novels. His home isn't stylish, but the walls echo with music and memories that are purely his. It's not about impressing visitors. It's about creating a world where he feels content and alive. When friends drop by, they're not stepping into a showroom. They are stepping into Richard's heart. Some might call this space incomplete without a woman's touch. But the deeper truth is, it's simply different. It reflects individuality instead of compromise. It's a place where he feels comfortable, safe, and deeply at ease. Call to action mid-video. If you are finding these insights valuable, please take a moment to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Your support allows us to continue creating content that informs, inspires, and celebrates the richness of life. Now let's move forward with the third truth. Real truth 3, a daily rhythm shaped by personal choice. The third real truth is that when a man lives alone, his entire daily rhythm becomes absolutely his own. There is no compromise over dinner time, no debate about when the lights must go out, and no negotiation about weekend plans. His schedule becomes a precise reflection of his personal needs, his lifelong habits, and his current mood. A life shaped entirely by choice brings an intense sense of ownership and independence that older men quietly treasure. Waking when the body naturally stirs, having coffee exactly the way he likes it, and filling the day with activities he chooses. These routines create a powerful sense of stability and identity. Psychologists repeatedly emphasize how personal routine supports mental health, especially later in life. Full control over one's rhythm brings a kind of stress-reducing freedom. He is no longer bending himself to fit another person's preferences. Look at Thomas again, the gardener. He dedicates his early mornings to his small vegetable patch. He says it keeps him grounded, reminds him of the seasons, and gives him a tangible sense of progress. No one tells him he's spending too much time outside. That rhythm, built on his own choices, is the quiet foundation of his mental health. The freedom to choose also comes with the responsibility to stay healthy and engaged. Yet many men find that the rhythm they choose becomes a comfort in itself. In deciding how to live each day, they protect their sense of dignity and independence in even the smallest details. Real truth 4, the silence that is a gift of peace. The fourth real truth is that living alone means living with silence. And while some initially fear this silence, many older men discover it to be a profound gift. Silence is not just the absence of noise, it is the presence of peace. Without the constant hum of another person's voice, a man learns to hear his own thoughts with crystal clarity. He may notice the birds outside his window, the sound of his own breathing, or the way his house gently settles in the evening. What once felt empty begins to feel profoundly full of meaning. This silence is deeply restorative. Quiet environments are known to lower stress levels, help regulate blood pressure, and allow for true deep reflection. For a man who has lived through decades of busy workplaces, family demands, and competing obligations, silence becomes a form of healing. The difference between peace and loneliness lies in what you do with it. Some men fill the silence with the music they love, others with mindful prayer or meditation. The key is that the silence belongs to them. They can shape it into a source of comfort instead of a great emptiness. Think of Robert, 68, who says his favorite part of the day is the quiet of early morning. He makes tea, sits by the window, and reads before the world wakes up. For him, silence is not an absence. It is a trusted companion. It gives him space to savor the present, reflect on his journey, and feel deep gratitude for the calm that surrounds him. Real truth 5, reclaiming full ownership of time. The fifth real truth is the way time takes on a different shape, giving him full ownership. Without the need to adhere to another person's habits, a man is free to decide when to rise, when to eat, and when to rest. For a man who has lived decades on the strict schedules of work and family, this flexibility feels like reclaiming the very ownership of his life. Time becomes personal. He can stay up late watching an old classic film without worrying about waking anyone. He can wake early and take a quiet walk before the sun comes up. Days can be planned with structure or simply allowed to unfold without pressure. Having control over one's time is strongly tied to happiness and well-being in later life. It gives an incredible sense of autonomy, a constant reminder that even in your later years, life is still absolutely yours to shape. Consider Gerald, 72, who says his happiest discovery was realizing he didn't need to keep a strict routine anymore. If he wanted to spend the whole afternoon tinkering in the garage, he could. If he needed a nap after lunch, no one complained. This flexibility made him feel completely at ease in his own skin. His days became less about meeting external demands and more about enjoying his own possibilities. The freedom to shape your time is not about wasting it, it's about savoring it. Real truth 6, resilience that transforms fear into confidence. The final and arguably most important real truth is how solitude itself becomes a fierce training ground for resilience. At first, the quiet may feel unsettling, but as days turn into weeks, many men find that this quiet teaches them patience, steadiness, and a deeper ability to manage life on their own terms. Resilience isn't just about facing a big crisis. It shows up in the small, daily acts of managing one's own life. Fixing a leaky faucet without calling anyone, learning how to pay bills online when technology feels foreign. Cooking a meal from scratch when ordering takeout is easier. Each of these moments, though seemingly ordinary, builds a quiet, powerful strength. Over time, a man begins to trust himself more. He realizes he doesn't need constant reassurance or help to get through the challenges of daily life. This resilience also helps emotionally. When loneliness inevitably creeps in, he learns not to panic. He might reach for a favorite book, call an old friend, or simply take a walk outside. These simple coping strategies are powerful. They keep the spirit steady and remind him that solitude does not have to mean despair. Take Samuel, 68, who once feared retirement would leave him empty. As he learned to care for himself, he felt a new confidence blooming. He says that every task he mastered added a brick to the foundation of his independence. This resilience, born in solitude, transforms initial fear into unshakable confidence. It assures a man that no matter what comes, he has the inherent ability to endure, to adapt, and to continue forward with dignity. Final thoughts. Living alone is definitively not the bleak picture many people imagine. It comes with challenges, yes, but it also brings profound strengths, deep insights, and quiet freedoms that often go utterly unnoticed. Every truth we've uncovered today shows that solitude does not have to mean loneliness. It can mean resilience, growth, and the chance to design a life that feels absolutely right for you. If you are a man walking this path, know this. Your journey is not one of lack, but of enormous possibility. You are proof that independence is a powerful force. You are not waiting for life to happen. You are shaping it, and that is something to be truly, deeply proud of. Thank you for joining us today. We would love to hear your voice. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned from this video, or tell us the greatest freedom you found in solitude. Your thoughts are important, and they inspire future content. If you enjoyed this perspective, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message of strength. Until next time, take care.